You ever have one of those days where everything just feel heavy? Like no matter what you do, the world's pushing down on you and you can't shake it off? What if I told you there's a way to not just survive those moments, but actually use them to make yourself stronger? Stick around. This changes everything. Life's not fair. Bad things happen to good people. You get hurt, you fail, people let you down. It's not if, it's when. But here's the secret the ancient Stoics figured out 2,000 years ago. It's not about what happens to you, it's about what you do with it. And today, we're going deep into how to turn pain into power. No fluff. Just real, raw tools you can use right now. Let's be honest, when you're feeling crushed, the last thing you want is some generic advice like, just stay positive, or everything happens for a reason. That doesn't help. It just makes you feel worse, like you're failing at failing. The real issue? We think pain is the enemy. We run from it, numb it, or let it define us. But the Stoics flipped that on its head. They said, pain is the teacher, the obstacle is the way. And once you see that, nothing can break you. So how do you actually do that when you're in the middle of feeling like garbage? 1. Control what you can. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Let's get real. Most of what stresses us out is stuff we can't control. That coworker who talks too much, the weather ruining your weekend plans, the fact that life isn't fair, none of that is in your hands. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago, and they built an entire philosophy around one simple idea. Focus only on what you can control and let go of the rest. But here's the catch. Letting go doesn't mean not caring. It means not letting the uncontrollable things control you. Think of it like this. If you're stuck in traffic, screaming at the cars in front of you won't make them move. But rolling down your windows, turning up your favorite song, and using that time to think or relax, that's in your control. Real-life example. James Stockdale, the Navy pilot who was shot down in Vietnam and held as a POW for 7 years, survived because of Stoicism. His captors controlled his food, his freedom, even his body, but they couldn't control his mind. He focused on what he could do, resist without breaking, communicate in code with other prisoners, and keep his dignity intact. The rest, he let it go. How to actually do this today. 1. The 2-column exercise. Grab a piece of paper. On one side, write down everything stressing you out. On the other side, mark which ones you can actually control. Spoiler, most will be in the no control column. Now, focus only on the second list. 2. The 10-second rule. When you catch yourself stressing over something you can't change, like someone else's opinion, pause for 10 seconds and say, does worrying about this change anything? If the answer is no, drop it. 3. The not my problem mantra. Literally say this out loud when something outside your control bothers you. It sounds silly, but it trains your brain to stop wasting energy. The goal isn't to become emotionless, it's to stop letting the uncontrollable things own you. 2. Love your fate. What if your worst moments are actually setting you up for your best ones? Life isn't fair. Bad things happen, to good people, to you, to everyone. The Stoics didn't just accept this, they embraced it. They called it amor fati, love your fate. Not just tolerate it, not just survive it, but love it. Why? Because every obstacle, every failure, every heartbreak is raw material for growth. Think of it like a blacksmith shaping steel. The hammer hurts, but without it, the blade stays weak. Your struggles aren't random, they're necessary. Real life. Example, Thomas Edison's lab burned down in 1914, destroying years of work. Reporters asked him how he felt. His response? Thank God all our mistakes are burned up. Now we can start fresh. Within weeks, he invented the phonograph. How to actually do this today. 1. And that's good because trick. Next time something bad happens, force yourself to finish this sentence. This sucks. And that's good because... Example. I got rejected. And that's good because now I know what I need to improve. 2. The worst case upgrade. Ask yourself, what if this had to happen for something better to come? Maybe losing that job pushes you toward a better career. Maybe that breakup saves you from a worse heartbreak later. 3. The gratitude flip. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what's this teaching me? 3. Premeditate your fears. Scared of failure? Good. Now fail on purpose. Most of our stress comes from imagined disasters, things that haven't even happened yet. The Stoics had a counterintuitive solution. Imagine the worst-case scenario before it happens. Not to scare yourself, but to prepare yourself. They called this premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. By mentally rehearsing disaster, you take away its power. Real-life example. Teddy Roosevelt lost his wife and mother on the same day. He wrote in his diary, "The light has gone out of my life." But because he'd trained his mind for hardship, he didn't collapse. He moved to the Dakota Badlands, worked through his grief in action, and later became president. How to actually do this today? 1. The fear list. Write down your biggest fear, e.g., I'll fail and everyone will laugh at me. Now ask, if this happens, can I survive it? Spoiler, yes. 2. The so what drill. Keep asking so what until you hit rock bottom. Example, what if I embarrass myself? So what? People will forget. So what? I'll learn. 3. The rejection challenge. Try to get rejected. Ask for a discount. Pitch a wild idea. You'll realize it doesn't kill you. Fear is a paper tiger. Tear it apart before it tears you apart. 4. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle standing in your way, that's actually the path forward. Stoic philosophy teaches us that every obstacle in life exists to make you stronger. If you've ever thought, why does this always happen to me? Understand this. These challenges are preparing you for the next level. Real-life example. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job for being too emotional. But what did she do? Instead of suppressing her emotions, she turned them into her superpower. Without that so-called flaw, she might never have built her media empire. How to apply this in your life? 1 inch. Obstacle, jastars, opportunity. Mindset. Whenever you face a problem, ask yourself, how can I benefit from this situation? Example, if you lose your job, think, now is the time to learn something new or start a business. 2. Small wins, break it down. When a big problem arises, break it into smaller, manageable pieces. Example, if you didn't get a promotion, first learn a new skill, then try again. 3 inches, harder, jastars, better. Rule, the Stoics believed the tougher the struggle, the greater the reward. If you fail today, remember, this failure is preparing you for tomorrow's success. 5. Memento mori, remember you will die. You're still alive, so what are you waiting for? Ancient Stoic philosophers kept human skulls on their desks to remind themselves of a hard truth. You will die one day. But they didn't do this to scare themselves. They did it to live properly. Real life. Example, Steve Jobs asked himself daily, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do? If the answer was no, he changed his plans. How to apply this in your life? 1. The deathbed test. Before making a decision, ask, will I be proud of this on my last day? Example, career changes, relationships. Apply this question to everything. 2. Break the tomorrow illusion. We all think, I'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow might never come. Make that phone call today. Start writing that book today. Tell someone you love them today. 3. Daily gratitude practice. Every morning, write down 3 things you have that you wouldn't want to lose. Example, family, health, your dreams. Imagining life without them will make you value them more. Here's the truth. You will feel down again. But now, you've got a choice. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it train you. The Stoics didn't avoid pain. They leveraged it. And that's why their lessons survived wars, empires, and millennia. You're stronger than you think. But don't believe me. Prove it to yourself. If this video helped you even a little, hit subscribe. Because one video won't change your life. But practicing this mindset every day will transform you beyond recognition.